Hey guys, Andrew Davidson here, and welcome back to another As Per My Ability video. Today's video is going to be the board game version of Never Have I Ever. So stick with me, stick around, watch the video, and let's play Never Have I Ever. So recently I was on social media, actually just this morning, and I saw someone post a picture that was Never Have I Ever. Now, a lot of you remember Never Have I Ever, either from your childhood experiences or probably from a drinking game. But this particular Never Have I Ever was related to board games. So I thought I'd make a video where I'd go through the Never Have I Ever picture that I saw this morning online and kind of share my experiences and talk about my story as I go through them. I have my laptop set up down here, and so I'll be referring to my laptop to go through the entire list. So hopefully you can stick with me and learn a little bit about me. Always feel free to comment about your own Never Have I Evers and respond to what I have to say. So we'll get into the video right off the bat. So this is Never Have I Ever. Number one is flipped a board. I actually have not. Never have I ever flipped a board. In fact, I've never seen anyone else flip a board, like when I've been playing, which makes me kind of sad because I want that memory in my repertoire. I want to be able to tell others in the future about this time that was so crazy off the hook that this person flipped the board, and it just makes for a really good story. Having said that, though, living that in the moment would be kind of a crummy deal. Obviously, the board is being flipped, so your game is being ruined or is ruined. The person who flipped it is upset, they're angry. It's just not a very good scene. It's not a very good situation. So I kind of have a catch-22 because it's like I want to experience that, but I also don't want to experience it because, well, it's kind of awkward, and you got pieces everywhere, and the game's ruined. As far as myself, I have never personally flipped a board or table or anything like that. Never have I ever rage quit. I don't think I've ever rage quit a game. I have, in all honesty, I have quit a game. There are 2 times. One was because I was deathly ill. I don't consider that rage quitting, so I'm going to strike that off. The other time was because I got involved in a game that I'd never played before. I remember the game was called Galaxy Trucker. There were a couple of factors for me walking out on this game. First, I didn't feel like the game was explained well enough to me, or maybe it was my problem and not necessarily the rules explanation. So there's that to take into fact. I just felt completely lost. Also, I had something going on in my personal life that happened previously that gave me quite a bit of anxiety. My head wasn't quite in the game, and so when it came to the real time, I locked up, and I couldn't figure out, and everyone else was doing their thing and grabbing pieces and doing stuff. I just was like, I can't do this. And so I have quit a game. I don't know if I would necessarily refer to that as a rage quit. Rage quit seems to be specifically for being upset about something. This was more me just not being able to comprehend a game, not the right time, not the right place. The real time aspect is something that I've always not been a huge fan of, although it's come up a little bit in the last few years. But yeah, this game took me completely by surprise, and it was just not the right time for that particular moment. And so I did tell everyone at the table that I would be quitting. so I quit a game of Galaxy Trucker 1. So I guess that's 2 no's. Number 1, no. Number 2, no. Number 3 is, never have I ever hijacked a rules teach. Yes, absolutely. I do this on a constant basis, actually. I think I need an intervention. As someone who teaches games and teaches the rules a lot, especially if it's in a situation where I know the people or I know the person explaining the rules, I have jumped in and hijacked. And so yeah, number 3 is a definite 100% yes for me. I have definitely hijacked the rules explanation before, because some people just don't do it very good. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid. I don't know why I just did that. Number 4 is, never have I ever backstabbed an ally. I'm assuming they're talking about in a board game. No, I don't think I've ever. I like competition, right? We all play for competition. We want to play for enjoyment. We want to play, and I'm just talking about strategy games. We want to play to have that strategy to be able to win. If you're not going to play seriously, I don't necessarily know if I really want to play with you. But for me, I'm not a super aggressive player. So as far as I know, I have not backstabbed an ally. I have been backstabbed by other allies on many occasions. One particular standout moment was Risk, which of course that game is full of backstabbing. The other one was a game of Sheriff of Nottingham. So yeah, don't think I've ever backstabbed an ally. Number 5, never have I ever been lapped on the score track. I have been. Most notably was actually somewhat recent with a game of Tapestry. I was playing with Shanine and my buddy Brad, where he lapped me. No, I don't even think once. I think he lapped me twice on the scoreboard for Tapestry. So that one is definitely a yes. Good game, Brad. Good game. Number 6 is, never have I ever no-called, no-showed on game day. Considering, this is a tough one for me to answer, considering I usually host game day, I'm going to say no on this one, at least for game day, because most of the time it's being hosted by me. So have I canceled game day? Yeah. But I don't think I've ever just not shown up, considering I'm the one that usually people are coming to my place or we're meeting somewhere. I don't think I've ever just not shown up for game day, especially if it's at my location. Number 7 is, never have I ever spilled a drink on the game table. I don't think so. I've spilled game pieces, game components. I don't have a memory of spilling a drink on a game table. And when they say game table, I'm assuming they mean like an actual like felt game table. I've spilt drinks on just tables before, not necessarily during a game, but not on a game table and not while playing a game, not that I can recall. Number 8 is, never have I ever backed a Kickstarter based on pictures alone. I've never backed anything on Kickstarter. I want nothing to do with Kickstarter at this junction in my life. I'm very much like a little kid. I want it now. And the Kickstarters, the one Kickstarter, I'll share a story. The one Kickstarter I thought about, actually gave some serious thought to getting into, was a game called Fog of Love from many years ago. We're probably going back to 2016. But to back the game, it wasn't going to actually be released for more than a year. I had to wait a year and some change in order to get my game. That's just not a framework that me as a consumer can deal with. So no, I've never dealt with Kickstarter at all. I've never backed anything on Kickstarter at the time of filming this video. Number 9 is, never have I ever bent the cards in hand. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I think it just means bending cards, like if I have a hand of cards. I'm assuming. And no, I'm pretty pristine, like with my games. I don't necessarily sleeve everything that I have, but I do sleeve a good majority of games, especially if they're deck builders, card games where you are going to be shuffling and touching and doing a lot with the cards. I will definitely sleeve those, but I don't think so. No, I don't think I've ever bent the cards in hand, whatever that means. No. Number 10 is never have I ever quarterbacked a cooperative game. I actually have. I don't think anyone that quarterbacks sets out to quarterback to actually say to themselves, I'm going to quarterback this game. But I do play with a lot of new players. When it comes to cooperative games, I have had to kind of jump in and explain to people what they should do on their turn because they don't know what to do, or they feel confused, or they feel lost, or a combination of all of those things. Yes, I have quarterbacked a cooperative game. Number 11 is never have I ever canceled game day last minute. That is absolutely a yes. I know that there's one that sticks out. I mean, there's more than once, but there's one that really sticks out. It was around Christmas time of quite a few years ago. I had plans on, I think, a Sunday night to play with some people I was going to school with, just people that I didn't know all that well, just kind of knew them from school. And I, last minute, actually it was almost after the fact, I canceled. I was deathly ill. I was deathly sick. Yeah, at least once, if not more, I have canceled game day last minute. Number 12 is an interesting one. Never have I ever fudged a die roll in a solo game. I haven't, but I do want to talk about this topic for a little bit. I really think that you do a disservice to not only the game, because you got to respect the game, right? But you got to respect the designers too. They want you to play the game the way that they created the game. And if you play solo and you fudge die rolls or something, oh, I didn't roll what I needed, let's just pretend that didn't happen and I'll roll again. That'll help you win, obviously, because you're cheating. In a sense, you're cheating. That'll help you win, but will it really give you an accurate feel for the game? I don't think so. I think you're doing yourself a really big disservice by cheating. But if you're by yourself, as I've already stated, nobody's going to stop you. But I personally believe that people should stay honest, because this is where I get into the idea of board games blending into creating you as a person. And I think if you can be honest and you can take those hard die rolls when no one else is watching, when you can easily pick up the die and throw it again and roll it until you get what you need so that you can win your solo game. If you can not do that, if you can withstand the slings and arrows, it's metaphor and probably maybe literal within the game, I think that creates some good character within you. I'm talking about character within your as a player. I think being able to just stay honest and stay true to not only yourself, but the game and what the game designers want, I think that shows some good character, and it helps build some good character. So, no, I have not. That one's a no for me. Number 13 is never have I ever given a 1-star rating on BoardGameGeek.com. And I haven't. If a game is absolute that much rubbish, I don't spend enough time to go in and say I'm going to put a 0 rating. I don't know. I guess the answer is no. Not really sure how to justify it, but the answer is no. I've never given a game a 1-star rating on BoardGameGeek.com. Number 14 is never have I ever had my phone out during rules explanation. This one's a yes. Now, as I mentioned previously, I normally, 99% of the time, am the rules guy. I'm going to teach the game. I'm teaching the game. However, in that 1% of the time where I am not teaching, I typically already know the game. So I don't do this to be rude. I don't do this on purpose, but I have grabbed my phone to maybe respond to a text message or look at an email that came in on my phone while someone was explaining the game, but it's because I've already played the game. I have never have I ever had my phone out while someone was teaching me a brand new game. Number 15 is never have I ever complained mid-game when unable to win. I can't even get it out. Yeah, probably. When it says complain, I mean, have I made remarks of like, ugh, this is not going my way, I'm not going to win this game. Yeah, absolutely. There are people watching this video right now that play games with me that are nodding their heads. Yeah, David, you definitely say that. I don't think there's any merit to it. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily put that under the confines of complaining, because complaining seems very negative. But yeah, I have verbalized like, I'm not going to win this game, or I'm just like, I don't have my engine built. I have made comments like that, but I'm going to say no on number 15. I'm going to go no. I've never complained mid-game about not being able to win. Number 16 is never have I ever held a grudge over someone else's game moves. Interesting. I have to go with absolutely. Yeah, I probably have. Not outside the game, though. Once the game's over, like, I don't judge that person. I don't hate Sarah because of, you know, the way that she moved and did something and was like, oh, you really messed me up, you know. But during the game, have I kind of held a grudge and been like, yeah. I wouldn't necessarily refer to it as anything that's unhealthy. But as gamers, yeah, if you're trying to go for a certain spot on the board and someone else knows that and they're able to run and beat you there and grab all that stuff before you, yeah, you're going to have like a bit of a grudge of just like, you jerk. God, you jerk. But I don't think it's anything malicious. I don't think that it's a grudge in the sense of like, I'm going to get you back, and if I can't get you back in this game, I'm going to get you back in real life. No, nothing like that. So for number 16, held a grudge over someone in game moves, I'm going to probably say yes. Number 17 is very interesting. I'm just reading these as I go on. I did not look at these ahead of time. Never have I ever downplayed someone else's win. Quote, great game, but I would have won if ... Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not proud of it. I don't think anyone gets really too proud of it, but I have lost some games where I've run the tape like a quarterback and I've gone through all the moves and I've just taken the thoughts up here and I've put them out here, and I've done that. Great game. I would have won if. Now I don't, again, as a recurring theme to this entire list, none of this stuff is in anger or to be malicious. It's all relatively cool, but I definitely, even recently, just within the last, I think 2 weeks of recording this video, I did something like that where someone won and I was just like, yeah, okay, good game, but yada 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 yada. So yeah, number 17 is definitely a yes for me, although I think I'm pretty embarrassed about it. I think everyone gets a little embarrassed when someone gets called out on your lack of sportsmanship, for lack of a better term. Number 18, I don't actually understand, so I might have to skip it. Never have I ever played suboptimally to spite another player. I don't know. Suboptimally. So have I ever downgraded my ability to play the game to spite another player? To spite? I'm not sure. The wording, as I said, I'm just reading these in real time. I don't have an answer for that one. I'm going to say no. I've definitely kind of ramped up my play to spite another player, but I've never degraded my playing ability to spite another player. I think they might mean despite another player. I don't know. Number 18 is going to just be a wash. Number 19 is never have I ever grabbed all the loot before my teammates. Now, I don't know exactly what they're referring to. Obviously, they're talking about being in a game, and I don't have a story to tell with this one, but I'm pretty sure out of 11 years of playing games, I've definitely, yes. It's got to be a yes. I don't have a memory. I don't have a story I can share with you, like, in the moment right now, but just to play things safe, I'm going to have to go with a yes. Number 20 is kind of interesting, and it's the last one on this list. It's never have I ever didn't attack someone because they were my significant other. Knee-jerk reaction, I'm going to say no. First of all, I haven't had a whole lot of significant others that I've played board games with. Second of all, if that were a position, if I were in a position to be playing a game where I could attack, I usually just play, I play to win. And I don't mean that in some kind of Machiavellian sort of the ends justify the means, piss off whoever you want just to get a W. I don't mean that like that, but I do play to win. I play just to be, to take the game seriously. So if I'm going to attack, let's say, like Megan or somebody, if that's my optimal play, that's what I'm going to do. Hasn't really come up a whole lot, so I don't think that's actually happened in practicality or in real life. So I'm going to say for the number 20 on this one, I'm going to give it a no. I'm going to say no. I don't think I've specifically not attacked a significant other just because they're my significant other. So there you have it. Those are the 20 Never Have I Ever, the board game version, that I saw on social media this morning, and I thought, let's set up a video and let's just go through them in real time. As always, if you like our videos, if you like our content, if you like board games in general, please comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate everything that you guys do to help our channel grow. Before I leave us, I'm going to say, what about this list? Maybe you could do your own list or comment about something that I've said on my list, or answer some of these of your own. Comment below, let me know. This is where I'm going to leave us for this video of Never Have I Ever, the board game version. Once again, my name is Andrew Davidson. You've been watching As Per My Ability, and I will see each and every one of you at the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.